What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Bitcoin update. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a great week so far. Um, yeah, Bitcoin, guys. This is honestly something that we've been talking about since the last mastermind, right? We spoke about how setting stop losses was so important, being cautious on certain trades if you are someone that trades regularly, right? And this daily uptrend, guys, remember, whenever price loses a trend, right? An uptrend especially, it's going to fall in the respective time frame. There's going to be a sizable fall, especially in the high time frames like a daily, right? You got something on the 4 hour, 1 hour, yes, it's going to fall to the next respective, hourly support or 4 hour support, or whatever, right? But once you get into the higher time frames like the daily and the weekly, that's when things get really volatile, okay? And that's what we see here. Not only that, psychologically, guys, right? This uptrend has been in existence since the beginning of the year, since January, right, guys? So, um, with trend lines, macro trend lines like this that's been held for so long, right? When they do break, it's of course it's going to be volatile, right? It's been an uptrend since January, right? Almost half the year that Bitcoin's been in an uptrend. It's bound to retrace, right? And that's what we're seeing currently right here. And hopefully you guys took the advice I spoke on the last mastermind. And yeah, in times like these, guys, I I put a little comment on the Telegram mentioning, don't rush into these coins, to accumulate, right? With drops like these, give yourself a few days to recuperate and strategize your entries. And yeah, enough of me blabbering. I'm gonna get straight to it. So 4 hour levels are, last time we marked, are on the 4 hour time frame. So first of all, let me just make these all, um, change it so it's only reflecting on the 4 hour, right? Because I don't want to clutter the chart too much, right? If we're looking on a macro time frame, we're not going to need 4 hour time frames, um, right? So, here. So, and I highly suggest you do this too, guys, because sometimes when you have all these lines and, um, all these lines marked out, and it's showing on the macro time frame, man, it clutters the view so much, and sometimes you miss out on, something, a level that's literally right in front of you, and you miss it, hiding in plain sight, right? So, I'm doing this for you guys, and going in the future, I promise to, make sure this is cleaner. Um, and we're gonna update the chart, guys. We're gonna update, obviously we just saw a bunch of levels that broke out of it. So anyway, on the daily time frame, let's mark our daily downtrend now. Do something much more local here. So we're gonna do that. And here you can see it's respected perfectly, right? Guys, that apex is perfect on that daily. One hard candle close isn't going to do it. Therefore, it dropped. And like I said, guys, if it did fall to this daily, I mentioned numerous times, there's a very high chance of it, pretty much breaking. And there is that, if you guys saw that thing I just deleted, that was the trigger that we had marked in last mastermind, right? I don't know about you guys, but that trigger I put on, I was getting notifications on notifications that day. So, anyways, again, psychologically, why this broke was because it's been tested so many times. The demand just isn't there anymore as it was when price hit it over here, right? So of course it's gonna die. So now you can see this large screen uptrend, right? That's moving up, right? The same trend line that brings it up is the same trend that brings it down, and that's what it looks like we're currently seeing. There's a bounce here. You can see by the wick here. It's probably grabbing a 4 hour, 1 hour level, here, but overall, guys, um, I truly think it may end up falling on the weekly. Let's go on the weekly first. Yeah, I truly think it may just end up going to the weekly, but before I can come to that conclusion, let's go back to the daily, confirm there's nothing on the daily here. Is there anything that we can evolve this? Can we evolve this uptrend? No, we can't. We need to wait until there's a green candle close, and then we can evolve that, right? But for now, the only thing that makes sense is for Bitcoin to be back in this range here around the 53K range, okay? So this is what all we can do. This is what all we can mark on the daily time frame as of right now. Really quick, back on the weekly on the weekly. Okay, this is still valid. Okay, back to the daily. All right, making sure we're not missing anything. We'll mark this here. That's a resistance now, untested. Perfect. Right. So in the future, let's say if Bitcoin does, let's say on the daily time frame, it's just straight red daily candles. If there is a bounce, this could be the first line of defense on the daily time frame as a resistance. Okay. So now that we have the daily time frame good set, we'll go to the 4-hour time frame. And here you can see all the 4-hour levels that I had initially marked. So, okay, perfect. So again, so here's that 4-hour time frame that aligned perfectly with that daily. We just didn't see it because the daily was there, because we're on the daily time frame. But here's that 4-hour level that we had marked together on the last mastermind. If anything, the 4 hour is a lot more accurate. Here you can see on the 4-hour time frame. So we'll keep that there. We're going to keep, yeah, these 4 levels are still valid. This 4 level is still untested. This 4 level is still untested. This is tested. This 4-hour level is, yeah, that's tested now. All right. So here's around this range is a nice resistance range. Okay, in the future, just keep that in mind, guys. Here we have that swing high of the last green candle for that local downtrend. Here that acted as an origin level. Here acts as origin levels here, so lots of resistance in this region, guys, right? We had this 4-hour level, downtrend mark for quite some time, right? And these two levels were marked last time on the last update that I did. So lots of resistance in this area, right? And when you combine that with the such a psychological, just interest that's just not there anymore, and the fact that the 4-hour the daily uptrend was just slowly losing its, it's a momentum that pretty much just spelled out a drop, right? And um, yeah, it falls. We can actually end up deleting this, right? It falls, hits the daily. It did support it. It did hard close above it. But again, guys, the interest was just not there. And here you can see goes directly straight down to these 4-hour levels that we had marked. Here's that local, very local 4-hour downtrend. And it's funny, guys. I remember last time you just watched the last update, guys. You know, this 4-hour downtrend I made. I'm like, it seems far fetched. It seems far fetched, right, guys? But you'd be surprised. Again, I mentioned this so many times. You'd be surprised how volatile the crypto market is, and levels that you think are far-fetched get hit in a matter of like a day or two, sometimes a couple hours, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. So here's that 4-hour downtrend, no longer valid. We just extended here from there now, from here to there, and then from here to there. And amazingly, guys, if you guys remember the last update I did, we had the 4-hour levels marked here. I didn't just magically mark them now or before this video. You just watched the video before the last update I did, and it's the last red candle before the uptrend, guys. It's pretty straightforward as that. I mean, like, you don't see TA as accurate as this, guys, and I know saying last red candle before the uptrend, last green candle before the downtrend. It's so simple, right? But that's because you guys know it. We taught you it. So that's why it's simple, because you guys know it, right? Um, so yeah, so that's where it is right now. We can even mark much more local 4-hour levels from here to there, which again, this is just going to confirm, which from here, you just wanted to confirm, right? When something this steep, you just want to confirm the bleeding has stopped. And you know the bleeding has stopped when it moves out of this downtrend, right? You don't want it to continuously move down, right? And let's say if it goes down the weekly, that means the bleeding is still continuous. Until it goes sideways, that's when it's confirmed that the bleeding has stopped. And that's why I say, guys, take your time when drops happen like these, is because the bigger the drop, the longer the accumulation period, right? So in this case, guys, let's say if it did end up going to the weekly, right? Where's the next daily apex, right? It's over here in June, right? Whereas let's say if it fell down here, right? This apex is now in mid-May, right? So the bigger the drop, the longer the accumulation period, right? So first of all, one, we have to confirm accumulation. We don't want to enter in a coin that's bleeding, right? So we want to take our time, strategize, and pretty much wait until Bitcoin moves sideways. Okay, I'm just trying to make it straight and simple as possible. Wait for Bitcoin to move sideways on accumulation, which is happening right now. Okay, it's moving out sideways. That's the beginning of accumulation, and then you're gonna want to see how these 4 hour levels hold, right? This is an entry, guys. It's not wrong. It's accumulation. This is a support. That's where you enter, right? And this alone, if someone leveraged from here to there, that's already almost 5% leverage. Times 100, dude. That's why you see these large wicks. You know what I'm talking about? Like people are leveraging in these ranges. Okay, that's why you see large wicks. Those are contracts, guys. Those are people leveraging. Um, but anyways, back to my point, you're gonna want to see how this 4 hour level plays out, right? Move sideways. Your choice to enter in or not. If you do enter, you want to confirm, right? A slow, gradual uptrend towards its apex. If it's continuously testing this up like this support, like Bitcoin continuously tested this daily, then it's gonna be set up for another drop down to the weekly or this daily range here. Okay, so um, yeah, it's pretty much as simple as that. I'm trying to make it as simple and straightforward as possible without adding any, fancy language, right, guys? So yeah, if that breaks, it's going down here. I'm pretty certain if this 4 hour breaks, it's going down here. It could respect this 4 hour downtrend, but eventually it may just end up making its way down here. Right, so that's why I tell you guys, be patient. Actually, there's a very local 4 hour level here, so you can mark these levels here, whether that be the body or the top of the wick. But regardless, these are untested, so hey, Bitcoin can end up falling down respecting this downtrend. Here's another accumulation zone for you guys, right? If you want a dollar cost average, right, you're not going to accumulate in this range here, you're going to accumulate in this support range here, right? Why would you accumulate in this range here when the next support range is inside here? Okay, so FYI for you guys that are investors and then for long term, okay? You can enter here, dollar cost average here, dollar cost average in this range, dollar cost average in this weekly range. It's up to you as long as it's on support and you're not just mindlessly market buying in just random ranges, okay? So ultimately, that is the Bitcoin update, guys. Sorry to ramble, but I just we're all in here for majority of us are probably in here for one thing, and that's to make money, right, guys? And yeah, we provide you all the tools. We do these updates regularly, and yeah, just follow through, guys. And pretty much that's all. We have resistance slip ranges here, all tested. So if it does end up accumulating in this range here and it slowly ladders up, you have resistance areas here. And if it does break out the apex here, they're already tested, so there's a chance of it breaking already. You don't have to worry about hitting an untested level, right? So yeah, so guys, with Bitcoin falling this volatile, I mean, it's not that volatile. I mean, I think we've seen pretty much more massive drops. Yeah, only almost 12%, really not that bad. That's why I can see it drop even more. But um, obviously, if we see this, guys, we're gonna see the altcoins. The whole market's gonna be bloody, right? So we're gonna go over the two ruin coins. Um, first on the altcoin update, and then we'll briefly go over the other five altcoins at the end if anyone's interested. So um, yeah, so that's the Bitcoin update, guys. I'll see you on the next one. All right, take care. Bye.